Out for you? I mean, I can imagine you're a kid who probably got a little flack from back when bowling was cool. It was all the rage when Gilbert was in grade school.
Oh, God.
You just seem like a perfect, you really seem like just a perfect, like a role model for
the inspiration for bullying?
The inspiration from any bullies.
It's all thank Gilbert for being here.
Like in the gym where they have that body and head that you could punch.
Yep.
That would be, I had one of me.
Well, because first off, you have to understand, bullying was not even a thing.
No.
It was just what is.
Horseplay.
There was no such thing as, where there's a campaign about, that go about bullying or NFL players are speaking out. Like, there's nothing. It was just like, he's being bullied. Well, is he shorter than the other kids? Yes, he is. Well, does he have a big nose? Well, then he should. Well, then God bless him.
What do you expect?
This is nature taking its course. Leave him alone.
This is the way of things.
You get something like AFLAC, you got not leave, walk, record, go back to sleep in your bed that night.
That's
right?
the check cashing business.
Right. So you want those kind of gigs. It's just cash-wise. It's a hell of a lot easier, right?
Sure.
But what people don't know is, and I don't know either, they go, oh, it was the greatest gig in the world. Gilbert, oh, man, he got, he screwed himself, this and there. I don't know. What was that gig? How many years did you do it?
Oh, a few years. And it was one of those things like when I got fired and I was like, Hitler was a nice guy next to me.
Right.
It was like, I always compared it to it's like if you wake up every morning for your life eating a bowl of cornflakes, and then one day you wake up, eat a bowl of cornflakes, and all hell breaks loose.
Right.
And that's the way I felt about it. I thought, well, wait a minute. I wasn't trying for anything. I was trying to make jokes.
You haven't changed, but everyone else has around you.
Is it so? And I know you probably don't want to divulge the specifics, but when you would do like that campaign, you'd have to go in and record. I mean, you did some commercial, some stuff on television, but for the VO stuff, would you have to go and record every time?
The VO stuff, there was a new recording each time.
I love that.
You think they would find, I'd say it once. And
was this like a big multi-year contract?
It seemed to be. Of course, one thing I know is that when my agents were negotiating with them for a new year or so, they were arguing, and someone at AFLAC said to them, we can just hire someone else to do the voice.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, ooh, that makes the firing kind of convenient.
Uh-huh.
That makes their outrage a little
disingenuous.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, you had Ken Berry. You had all the guys from anyone from the Haikawi tribe? All Jews playing Indians, by the way.
See, that's what drives me nuts is, had I been around like a few years earlier in the business, I could have been an Indian chief on F Troop.
Yeah. It
was all these old Jew Borscht Belt comics.
Right. The Haikawi tribe, the one they fought against, was a bunch of old Jews. What would it sound like if Gilbert Gottfried was a head of an Indian tribe, and he came across Elliot Gould at a distant outpost?
How?
No, I don't think it is.
You want to drink some crazy water?
No.
That would have been our best episode.
Yeah. Yes.
And it hasn't aired yet, but I found the kid who was starred in Problem Child and interviewed him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you guys from back in the day worked together?
Yes.
How do you, by the way, like Larry Storch, what is his feeling? He's a guy, he was in F Troop. He was a comedic actor. These guys all sort of made the Love Boat rounds and stuff like that. Are these guys bitter? Are they disappointed? Do they feel like they got typecast and now they couldn't get out of the Agarn role or whatever, whoever he played back then?
So far, I haven't found any of them really bitter, which disappoints me because I really and one guy who I had on the show who I was waiting for to be just a bitter old drunk and wasn't was Butch Patrick, who played Eddie Munster.
Right, from the Munsters, yeah.
He was totally happy about, he has a sense of humor about himself, was like really open, joking about all the drugs he's taken over the years.
What's Butch up to? And by the way, next week's episode, the first drummer from the Partridge Family.
And
who exploded.
And we had Danny Bonaducci on. And
Twitter doesn't lie.
Danny Bonaducci confirmed something for me on the podcast that I had heard, that David Cassidy, when he was at his height, would leave his house and he had a fence around it and there would be girls mobbing the place. Mm-hmm. And he would just unzip his pants and stick his dick through the fence.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the girls would be on it like ravenous dogs.
Wow. Yeah. I like that. I will sometimes do that on a schoolyard, but I've never tried it at my own home.
And you usually slip candy through the fence.
Well, I find a marathon bar wraps quite nicely around one's front.
You put a nickel in the little opening.
Yeah,
Right?
Is that where Danny learned his touch of class that he has? Mm-hmm. Do you know that Danny was a partner on radio?
I did
with,
radio.
Adam Carolla. Mm-hmm. Really happy relationship too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy,
we need a color picture, but if you can, but they have, yeah. My when I told my agent James Baby Doll Dixon, I said, I don't think I can work with this guy anymore, and he said, baby, you know James.
Oh yeah,
he said, baby, ignore him. Just ignore him. I said, ignore him. We do 4 hours of morning radio every day together. He just said, just ignore him, do your show, and just. And I said, the guy's smoking. He's doing chin-ups. He's wearing True Religion jeans and no shirt. He smells of nicotine and Axe, and he's doing chin-ups in the doorway that goes into the studio. You have to yank on his dick once to gain entrance. That's turned his balls like a knob so I could walk in the studio. He's like, ignore him. And I remember saying to Baby Doll, he said, just ignore him. I said, Baby Doll, what if I just let a macaw loose in your house? And I said, just move on. Just get on with your life. And, sometimes you may slide the shower curtain open and there's no macaw there, but other times you might. There's a bird flapping its wings. Oh, like you in the what's that movie?
Yes, Aladdin.
Yes, Aladdin.
I remember with that guy Dixon, I would call him up, and he'd go, "Oh, I'm on another call. Hey, hold on, Gilbert. Let me get rid of this asshole." And I was thinking, oh yeah, like he's not saying that to the other guy about me,
right?
Just like the movie.
Yeah, just like the movie. So Gilbert, after touring and, doing dates around the country as much as you do you still look forward to it? Or if you had enough money, would you stay home?
That's an interesting... You still do stand-up, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
How do you feel about it?
It's a kind of a mixed feeling, which is... First off, there's a bunch of different kinds of stand-ups. There's stand-up gigs, as we always talk about. You don't really want to go to Addison, Texas for 4 days and do a whole shitload of shows and sit alone in your hotel room and that kind of thing. On the other hand, going to Seattle and selling out a big theater and doing one show and having a great crowd and being in Seattle and coming home, being out for just 21 hours or something like that, that's pretty cool.
We're going to San Antonio for one glorious night, for example.
That's right. Like tomorrow night, or tonight, I should say, in San Antonio.
On our Ebola tour.
That's right.
Short tour.
So I think for me, I always would choose staying home. But it's probably good that we're forced to get out there, get up on our feet, and just like you would choose, if someone said, look, would you like to never exercise again? It'd be yes, and where do I suck your dick? But even if they said, look, you can never exercise, you never have to exercise again, and you'll never gain the weight you would have gained. You know, it's all free and clear. Just never exercise again. And you go, oh, for sure. But probably wouldn't be a good deal. It probably would be good. It is good. It sounds fucking awesome. But it probably is good for you to sweat. It's probably good for you to discipline yourself that way. It's probably good. I mean, I know we'd all jump at the chance, but we'd probably be making a deal with the devil. I think we get something out of disciplining ourselves and sweating and, you know, pushing and grunting and all that kind of stuff and just making yourself do it. And getting up on stage for 90 minutes and sort of sweating through your shirt there is something that's good for you about it, especially as a performer. Correct, Gilbert?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the funny part about it is when in my earlier days, I used to be addicted to having to go up on stage. You know, good, bad, it didn't matter if I was booed off the stage. I was addicted. I had to do it. Now I don't feel the addiction anymore, and it is kind of like exercise. Like sometimes I got to force myself and go, all right, get up there.
Right.
And there's a part of me going, a lot of times when I'm backstage, all I could think is, you know, if they would have come up to me right now and say there's been a flood or a fire in the club, we're going to pay you anyway and put you on the next plane out, I would be the greatest feeling in the world.
Right. Right.
But I do feel like, yeah, it is like exercise or eating right. It's like, you know, you have to keep yourself in some kind of shape.
Right, but you sit backstage and you're looking down the barrel of doing 2 shows on a Saturday night, and you think to yourself, yeah, it'd be great if a water main broke and the club was flooded and they paid me and put me on a plane. But then when you walk off that stage after doing the second show and you really slayed the crowd, you think, I'm glad we didn't make that deal, right?
Yes, yeah, it's kind of like, I've never, run a marathon. I never will, I don't think. Or I've never really worked out with weights. But I kind of feel like those people, they probably dread it. And then afterwards, you know, they've got sore muscles, but sore in a good way.
Yeah.
And they feel, invigorated.
You know what I would like you to do, Gilbert, just because it would be funny, is don't run the whole marathon, but about mile 23, pop in and just blast past some of the people that were in mid-pack, just so you could get them to kill themselves. Like if Gilbert Gottfried goes motoring past you on mile 23 and you're one of those guys who's been training all year and you're looking, your best time is, 4 hours and 21 minutes and it looks like you're going to beat that this year. And Gilbert all you got to do is run your ass off for 4 blocks. But it just
I should be carrying weights with me to show how easy it is.
Yeah, it'd be funny. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll give you a shopping bag filled with groceries. So it's as if you're actually doing a marathon, but also getting some errands done. We'll throw some dry cleaning over your shoulder and give you some groceries with always the celery sticking out of the top.
Put an artificial leg brace.
Yeah.
On my leg.
We'll put one of those Forrest Gump type things. All right, but Gilbert, if you want to do cruising down Laughter Highway with Ace and Gil and really make some bucks, I can get you off the road by getting you on the road.
Wow.
You hear what I'm saying, Gilbert?
Yes.
Now, again, Norm MacDonald gave me the thing, but couldn't find him. If you really would like to learn to drive and make a hell of a TV show and confront a few demons simultaneously while getting paid, why don't you let me teach you to drive? By the way, I taught comedy traffic school. I have a racing license.
Oh, no.
I'm fine.
Now, Norm MacDonald, he's not doing that podcast anymore.
I don't know what Norm is doing. I don't know if Norm knows what Norm is doing, but let's not end up like Norm in the guardrail of life.
Because I heard with Norm MacDonald's podcast, he decided that he doesn't want to do it anymore, and his next guest, according to what I heard, were going to be Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner.
Right.
And I figure, if I had guests like that,
Solid get.
I would hold out for at least a week
Yeah.
to interview them.
No, I mean, we got, some reality TV show stars coming in here and a phoner from you. Gilbert. So, I feel you. This is Gilbert. There's a phoner from Gilbert Gottfried. So obviously, I feel your pain.
Not even in the station.
Not even in the studio.
A phoner from Gilbert Gottfried.
When did it become okay for guys to gossip?
Oh, yeah.
When did that become okay?
Yeah,
it never was when I was younger.
That used to be confined to, like, the beauty parlor, like the two women with their heads in the hair dryers going back and
then every
forth.
sitcom they couldn't hear.
Oh, yes,
they would be blowing in their head. Every hack sitcom writer had the exact same idea for the exact same joke at the exact same time. What? What the hell?
Yeah, they can either use that joke or a joke with putting too much suds in the washing machine.
Yeah, those are our two jokes. Yeah. Mom, I'll do the laundry.
Yeah.
Or the husband will do the laundry.
Right.
Yeah.
All hell breaks loose.
There was that one, too.
It was always very shaming to gossip around dudes because they'd be like, please, you're being so immature. This is so juvenile. Now they're the ones running into the room to tell you.
Yeah, guys are the tip of the gossip spear, and I don't think that's evolution. And if it is, we should knock it off, because this thing and now we have a modality. Obviously, in the past, it was confined to the hair salon, and now it's just the computer, and it's everywhere, and it's retweets, and it's pushed out. I mean, there's no governor anymore. It can't be stopped. So for you, do you tweet on a regular basis? And can you stop yourself before you tweet again?
Yeah, I always say, like, I think twice, but I do it anyway. And it really is. One thing I've said before is, like, the internet makes me feel sentimental for old-time lynch mobs.
Yeah.
Because they had to go out and get their hands dirty.
They had to burn some calories.
Yeah.
Crosses.
Yeah. But
now you just be lynched.
Yeah, you sit in your underwear at home and create your own lynch mobs.
Yeah, it's what's happening in a way. It's kind of the same thing that's happening with people getting addicted to porn or Vicodin or whatever it is. It's so easy now. We all had this part, this ugly part of us that we weren't supposed to be too proud of. There was like, that guy's different, or he said something, or he's not on my team. I want to get him, but getting him could involve getting punched.
Oh, yes.
Or shot or stabbed. And so we'd kind of let discretion be the better part of valor. It's like, I want to go get that guy, but hey, a duel is a pretty big commitment. But now, just like not having to go to Japan with a bilge pump and not having to write a check to the Japanese embassy, I get to be a hero from my own computer. I will give in to that.
Right.
We don't talk about that. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's everyone now can be a hero without doing anything.
Well, it's like what you say about gravity. There's no gravity involved in just tweeting into the ether.
Yeah, but there's a danger, and the danger is when you, for instance, let's say now we call everyone a racist or homophobic or bigoted or whatever it is. When I see 10 years ago, let's say in the late 90s, early 2000s, when Dr. Drew and I would travel every weekend and go play at college, and I walked through the airport, on the rare occasion I saw a citizen with a dog, I just assumed that it was a dog that helped that person because that person was seeing impaired or was injured in Vietnam or something. It's like that person, that dog, that goes together, and that's fine with me. I guess that guy needs that dog to get around or whatever it is. Now, if I go to an airport and I see a person with a dog, I'm like, that crazy bitch. She fucking needs that dog flight. I better be on my flight. So I think nothing of it, right? Well, what happened?
Yeah.
Well, you've ruined it for me. Now maybe the person I see at the airport this weekend is an actual veteran who needs this dog, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't register.
I'm still going to think it's a nut job who wants to fly for free with their dog because you guys you abuse this power.
Yeah. And then if someone does something really bad, it just fades in with everybody else who's a villain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You got. You got. I'm trying to think of the three. This week you got. You got the guy who did the shooting in Vegas,
right.
Harvey Weinstein, and Mike Pence. They're all about, they make an argument for how, any of the three of them. Yeah, I mean, it's like that's in your mind. It just kind of goes down as that way. Yeah, they were not making a big enough separation between the people actually are killing people and the folks that are protesting or taking advantage of. Like, I'm not here to defend everyone. I'm saying let's please have a scale.
Right. Well, when I was in the papers all the time with the big scandal, there were reporters and photographers in front of my building the entire time. They would be, parked there, and they would jump out of doorways. And I thought, me?
Right.
Really? This is the...
Well, also... not that Gilbert's not easy on the eyes, but is there someone you need a picture of less than someone who sends a tweet out? He's got the man all good looks, but I'm saying if he sent a tweet out. It's one thing where he was caught with a ski instructor. They were making salacious love on the mountain. It's not. If you send a tweet out, we don't really need a picture of the guy who sent the tweet out.
I think if Martians landed and dug through our stuff and said, okay, what was this terrible villain Gilbert Gottfried? He made a joke? Well, he was a comedian. Don't they make jokes?